Hey, how you doing? My name is Chris. Welcome to my shop. Today I'm Today I'm going to give you a short story first. Some of you who have been following my channel for a while probably already know this. I reorganized my shop about 2 months ago. I mean, tore it completely apart, put things back, organized it to make room for a new lathe, and just because my shop needed the organization. I can't find a darn thing in my shop anymore. I don't know what I did with half the crap after I organized it. And I came out here looking for just a couple shop tools that I made like, oh God, years ago. That I used to know exactly where they were. I'll be darned if I can find them now. Please tell me I'm not the only one this happens to. In an effort to organize, I've unorganized. I couldn't tell you. But anyway, I've looked for them long enough, so rather than continuing to look for them, I'm just going to make new ones today, and I figured I'd take you along with me. And hopefully by the end of the day, I'll remember where we put these in the future. So stick around, and we'll get to that next. Okay, the first little shop device I need to replace is the center finding jig. And obviously, finding the center on a square piece of stock is simple. You connect, this corner to this corner, that corner to that corner, and where the lines intersect, that's your dead center. But on a dowel or on a round piece of stock, doing that is not quite as easy. But there is a simple little device you can make for yourself, and today I'm going to be making my replacement out of this piece of 3/16 inch plywood and also a dowel. So let's get busy and I'll show you how to do this. Okay, here's how I want to set this up. As I told you before, this is 6 inches long and it is 2 inches wide. What I want to do is I want to start by drawing a line right down the center of this piece of wood, and then about an inch before the very end, I want to draw another line going across. What this line will be in the middle will show me where I need to cut this in half on the table saw with a stopping point about an inch from the end. So let me get those lines drawn on here and we'll go from there. All right, there you go. That's an inch from the bottom, and here's the board divided directly in half. I'm just going to take this over the table saw using the kerf of the saw blade, and I'm going to cut that line completely out of here. Okay, there you go. Now what I'm going to do is about a ½ inch up from this line, I'm going to go ahead and make another mark, and I'm going to cut this piece off. This piece, the end part of this piece, let's say I'll do it to about right there. This is going to become waste. I'm going to leave this here and leave us room to insert a dowel here and a dowel there. There you go. Easy enough, right? All right, now here's the deal here. I want to make this my center line right here. So what I need to do is from this line here, measure over about a ½ inch this way and make a dot. Using that same line, I want to measure from that line over this way and make another dot. Now I'm going to go about a ½ inch on either side. That way the dowels are evenly spaced away from the center line. When we're done with that, we'll take this over to the drill press and I'll drill it out and we'll insert the dowel and we'll almost be done with this thing. All right, so we got the holes drilled equal distances away from this mark here. I went ahead and cut the dowel, 2 pieces of dowel into 2-inch sections here. All you do now is insert these through each hole, glue them in, let them set up, and we'll be ready to use this thing. Okay, the glue is dried. Let me show you how you use this thing. As you can see, I had the dowels, I had them extended from both sides. That way you can use it on the right side, or you can flip it over and use it on the right side, whichever, whatever works for you. How you set this up is you take your round stock, and you set this in there so both of those dowels that are extending beyond our little center line finder are resting up against the round dowel, okay? You grab this, and I'll do this with a Sharpie so you can see what I'm doing. And remember, this is the line we want to follow here. So just take your Sharpie or your marker, whatever you're using, and draw a line. Turn it over 90 degrees, or roughly, and draw another line. There's your center line. There's your center point on a round piece of stock. It's a really handy thing for turners who are centering things up between centers on the lathe, or if you just need to find the center of a round piece of wood that you're working on. This jig makes it real simple. Okay, as you have probably already surmised, I'm in the middle of working on a project for a friend that involves using a lot of round stock, which is why I found out I couldn't find my little gizmos anymore. The next one I have to make isn't going to set the world on fire, and you probably already know it as a V-block. It's a little shop aid that helps you safely cut round stock both on the bandsaw and also on the table saw. And I'm simply going to make mine out of 3/4 inch oak, because my version of this rides in the miter slot on both the bandsaw and the table saw, excuse me. And I'm just going to use a couple pieces of scrap 2x3 pine I have laying around. So let's get busy and we'll do that. Okay, there you go. Two simple little shop devices you can make for yourself that help you work accurately with round stock and also safely with round stock. Now, you could simply make a V-block and use your miter gauge that either came with your table saw or your bandsaw and do it that way, but I put a runner on mine just because I know the blade is going to end up being right here, and so when I make the mark on the round stock, I can just sit in here and line the line up to the end of this board, and I run it through and I know where it's going to get cut. So, simple stuff that hopefully I won't lose again. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thumbs up if you did. Take care of yourselves. Get out in your shops, make that first cut, and get something done. All right? I'll talk to you later.